Hello everyone, I'm Mark Cohn and you are watching the DMLC Racing channel. Now, I know it has unfortunately been quite a while since I uploaded my last video. Unfortunately, I've been experiencing a lot of technical issues. I was having blue screens on my computer, which was the reason why the Pocono video was so short, and I've been dealing with that for over a month. It's gone to the point where I'm actually using my backup PC for this video, and that was after yesterday I had to rush and get a graphics card and get it installed because my other one in that computer died. So, and there's a very good reason I was rushing for that, which I'll explain later. But anyways, my apologies for this. I really want to continue uploading content for all of you followers because I do very much appreciate all the support that you've been giving me, but it might be a bit longer while I'm getting everything sorted. In the meantime, though, I can tell you that there's been a lot that's happened, which I would like to catch all of you up on. To start off, as you know, in the Lionheart Retro Series at Homestead, I came pretty close to actually possibly getting my first win. I just messed up the fuel strategy, and I really, really wanted to make up for it with a good result. Once we got past those road courses, which I'm still trying to get better with, I feel like I still have the chance to possibly do a lot better in that. But the ovals, I just felt like once we got to Phoenix, I might have another shot. And when it came to that, the practice races, I gave it everything I had. And then when it came to race time, I was moving up through the field. I mean, in that event, I started, I believe, eighth, and then I was able to work my way into the top five, was fourth with, gosh, 50, 60 laps ago. And I was right behind Sage Karam and Dustin Wardlow. More on him later, of course. And my teammate, Dylan McKenna. And I was trying so hard to get past Dustin and Sage. And that, of course, Sage Karam, IndyCar driver. It's so cool that he's racing in Lionheart. And I was having a tough time thinking, maybe I can't do it. I mean, I was giving it everything. I'm sure I would have kept trying, tried some different things when it came closer, but it was looking like I was going to be in fourth or so. And then all of a sudden, 30 laps ago, McKenna spins, collects Wardlow and Karam, and then all of a sudden, I'm in the lead 30 laps ago, shaking like crazy because that was the first time I'd led all race. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, this could be it. The last 30 laps were very difficult because in the Lotus 79, actually what caused McKenna to spin as well was the fact that on ovals, you don't want to change tires because if you change tires, it just lowers your speed like crazy. You get slower lap times and the car doesn't feel so good. If you don't change tires, though, it does get a lot looser, and that was catching quite a few people out. Unfortunately, there was McKenna. Then I was being challenged by Paul Jenkins, who was giving me a very good charge, and unfortunately, he spun. And then the last few laps, I had to hold off David Altman, my good friend, who also he he raced me very clean, hard but clean. And I was barely able to hold him off. And then I ended up with my first ever Lionheart Retro Series win. Now, what the Lionheart guys did that's unbelievable. Jason Galvin wrote me this amazing article. And to give you an idea of what this means, I just I had known that Sam Maxwell, who has been Sam's a good buddy of mine. He's a good friend that's also been an amazing sponsor for a very long time. And then this was his sponsored event. And to think that my first ever Lionheart win was in the event he was sponsoring. Once I was told that in the post-race interview, I was about on the verge of tears. I mean, this when 2 years ago, I wouldn't have thought I was even good enough to be in a league as special as this. So to achieve that, that was very emotional for many reasons. But yeah, I'm Lionheart had this article on their website. It was unbelievable. I'm actually going to include in the description below a link to this race, the broadcast by iRacing eSports, of course, Global Sim Racing channel, because they did amazing as always. It was unbelievable, what they did. This I'll never forget for the rest of my life. I mean, the sportsmanship of everyone at Lionheart, how much they've done to help me get up to speed, what Tyler Graff at NLR did by giving me this chance, and then the help of teammates like Big Joe Hassard. Well, I'm still in disbelief this even happened. Now, to continue the good news, the day after this race, speaking of Joe Hassard is a big part of Loud Pedal Motorsports, and he gave me the opportunity to race the rest of the season, which I'm going to do as much as I can, but I unfortunately have outside commitments, which means that I won't be able to make every race. But he gave me the opportunity to race with a team that, to give you an idea, here's the actual Facebook page of them, facebook.com/loudpedalmotorsports. If you look here, since 2017, the list keeps going. 151 victories. Wow. I mean, that's for any team, that's stupendous. But to give you an idea, Tyler, I checked with Tyler before I took this opportunity because I had been on NLR and I wanted to make sure I wouldn't be, hurting anything that NLR was doing. But Tyler actually orchestrated for me to join them because basically it helps Loud Pedal, it helps NLR for me to be there. And, it's just I can't go into too much because there will be stuff in 2020 that they're doing, but I still can't believe I was given this opportunity. Beyond that, one thing that I had been wanting to do for a while was, because I'm I'm a big watch enthusiast. I mean, my Lionheart, my GSRC nickname is the Watchman because I'm known as a bit of a watch fiend, watch freak, maybe watch hoarder, unfortunately. And I was hoping I could possibly put my two loves of racing and watches together. And I actually attended, they had the Wind Up Watch Fair, which is a fair where they actually have various watch manufacturers. Some of them, kind of smaller brands that people start up. They call them micro brands, and a few very big ones. And the one that really spoke to me was Codec Watches, which you can see right here. They produce this beautiful spiral timepiece, which has a Swiss movement. They actually regulate it, meaning it's an automatic movement that's more likely to keep proper time than other ones around this price point, dare I say. And I talked to the owner, Chris Joe, and he was so nice at the fair. Continued talking to him afterwards, and they decided to actually sponsor me in Lionheart in my channel endeavors, which is beyond belief. As you can see right now, they have the code FATHERS for $350 off your order, which means you get this beautiful dressy piece for maybe around 240, 250 bucks, which in my opinion is an absolute steal. And to give you an idea, I'm not just, saying this because, they're sponsoring me. But look, I actually, there, you can see it a bit better. It's on a bracelet, but I actually have this guy of my own, which is, well, let me take it off actually so you can see it better. But I've had this thing for a good bit. I put my own custom bracelet on it. It is spectacular. And wasn't, cut any crazy breaks to get this. I got it. I love it. It's a good piece, and I really enjoy wearing it. So, can't say enough about Codec for joining. And another bonus, they support the Alzheimer's Association, the cause of Alzheimer's, with every purchase. So, big thank you to them. And what this means, well, I'll get to that in a second because, yeah, I want to wait a tiny bit on that. Now, after Phoenix, the next race at Motegi, unfortunately, I I thought I had a really good chance of possibly going 2 for 2 and really wanted to do so. But unfortunately, an early race wreck, which I had nowhere to go, that ended my race. I was really upset about it, but I just knew the only thing I could do beyond that is just give it everything I had at the next race at Gateway. Because the previous year, I qualified fourth. I was running in the top 5 where, unfortunately, I literally had to stop to avoid a major wreck. And that lost my track position. I was starting to get it back, but netcode contact, which, that wasn't the other guy's fault. It wasn't me. It was just netcode, just caused suspension damage where I was barely able to bring it home in 11th with that. So not only because of Motegi, but because of last year, I wanted to do better at Gateway. And then in the second practice race, I battled very hard with the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow, who drove me super, super clean. He might be one of the cleanest drivers in Lionheart, dare I say. And I was able to win the second practice race after a tough battle with him. And then in the race, I disappointed myself. I qualified 11th, which meant I was going to have to work very hard to get through the field. Then I was able to actually do so. I mean, there were some people that were immensely hard to pass. And, some crazy fast drivers like Ryan Otis, who, it was a real pleasure battling him. We raced hard. We raced fair. And then I was able to get finally up to Dustin, who was led most of the race. And it was difficult because at Gateway, it was easier than Phoenix for the car to spin towards the end of the race in some respects. So you had to be super, super smart about how you carried the inside. I used the inside, with Dustin as much as possible, and finally was able to get past him just when the caution came out, which meant not only did I get my second Lionheart win, but NLR got their third consecutive victory, because at Motegi, Big Joe Hassard broke a long winless streak, which I was so happy for him. I was actually in the communications, team comms with him at that race, despite my race ending so early, and he drove amazing, and I was so happy. But yeah, NLR, we're on a 3-race winning streak, which is beyond what I could ever imagine. Now, what I did not expect after the race was this. There we go. To be featured on the iRacing website with another of Jason Galvin's fantastic pieces. Wow. I mean, oh my God, that's unbelievable. This is not what I expected at all when I got into iRacing. To actually be featured on the website. Wow. This is... I still can't. But thank you to everyone that made this possible. For my sponsors, my supporters, like teams like NLR, Overtake, Motorsports, who's helped me so much. Sam, of course, Sam Maxwell Customs, SimLab, Overtake, Codec. This is. I'll never forget this. This is beyond my wildest dreams. And this next thing, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to, but this is pretty overwhelming. So, Shaun Cole, I used to actually write for the Simpit when he first started. Super nice guy. As many of you know, I actually sent him this Sam Maxwell Customs IndyCar steering wheel for a review. He, after Gateway, said this in the pit stop, which is his sim racing news. You might want to watch this. This is
In addition to that, my buddy Mark Cone picks up his second win and moves into the championship contention at Gateway, that being the Lionheart Retro Series. So, way to go, Mark Cone. I've known Mark for, probably close to 10 years, maybe 8 years. Mark is one of those transformation cases, and Mark, I hope, if you're watching, I hope you don't mind me saying this about you. But when I met Mark 8 years ago, let's say, he was a very average sim racer. I mean, there was nothing remarkable about Mark Cone's on-track talent, and he spent years being at that level, quite honestly. And I don't know what he did. I'd love to talk to Mark one day and find out. I don't know what transformation in Mark's life occurred. I know he got a direct drive wheel. I know he got that Sam Maxwell wheel. If you remember that Sam Maxwell wheel rim that I reviewed, that was actually Mark's. Thank you very much, Brian Ostrike. Happy 30th. Yes, I am 51 going on 30. John's league is having a memorial Niki Lauda race in the Ferrari 312s. That's great. That's awesome. That's totally awesome. Show some love with a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe, tell a friend, do all that good stuff. So Mark Cone, again, one of the things I do talk about all the time is how do we advance? We've talked about coaching. We've talked about meditation, yoga. We've talked about holding yourself accountable or critical. We've talked about watching others' replays. We've talked about all the things that we do to move up and get better. What did Danica get me for my birthday? That's a very good question. So anyway, what I want to give Mark a big pat on the back for is somehow, some way, after enough time to feel that you're just sort of like set in your ways, Mark transformed from an average racer to I dare even say sub-alien driver. And Mark, if you ever get a chance to race on the track with him, is lightning fast, and the best of luck to you in beating him. So congratulations to Mark Cone on getting his second win in the Retro Series and moving on up into championship contention in that very cutthroat series. So well done. I'm done giving you compliments here. Yeah, he's very dedicated. He puts in a lot of time, and he has that desire to win, says Lionheart Racing Series, speaking of the devil, is here in the chat. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much. Thank you, Flight. The Shaun Show. I do not remember the Shaun Show. This is the Shaun Show right here.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That just wow. I mean, for Shaun to say that, I'm just trying not to. I'm sorry. I love sim racing, and online racing means so much to me. I never would have expected any of this. And for Shaun to say that, there were times where I really thought I never really thought I'd ever achieve anything that special in this. This is beyond overwhelming. But Shaun, thank you so much. I'm still trying to put into words what this means to me. And Shaun, I know we've already talked a bit about this, but if you would ever like to interview me about what changed, what really pushed me. I always want to do 100%, do everything I can, but if you'd ever like to talk to me, I would be more than honored to be featured on an episode of the Simpit. I mean, you've always been so great, and to say this, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, now I gotta get off of that before I really tear up. Now, as you can see here, I'm actually fourth in the Lionheart Retro Series standings, which I did not expect that at all at the beginning of the season. So to be up there, I'm gonna keep pushing what I can. The road courses have been my Achilles heel, but I'm gonna give it everything to try and continue getting better and see what of course I can do for NLR and Loud Pedal. Now, what's coming up next, as you can see here, Pocono 250 presented by the DMLC Racing Channel. That's actually tomorrow, and that's why my graphics card, my old one, in this computer that I'm using right now, died on Saturday night, and I had to do a lot to get one in on Tuesday. There were a lot of hurdles, headaches, etc., but it happened. So I'm going to be, while I'm not unfortunately able to record this event due to the technical stuff I was going through, I don't want to chance it yet on this computer because this one isn't as high spec as the one that I was using previously. I will be doing everything I can. Fingers crossed, no more technical issues. I've had blackouts at home the last 2 nights. Fingers crossed that's all over because I need to be in this race. And I'm going to give it everything because I chose Pocono. It's a triple crown race, as you can see by the 3 crowns over there. I really want to win. I'm going to give it 150%. I've heard it's very tough so far. You might potentially see some people spin. But I'm going to give it everything. And the car that I'll be racing tomorrow, that's right, we actually got a watch-sponsored, Codec-sponsored Lotus 79, which I will be racing tomorrow evening for the first time. I've been using that amazing, historic blue and white race car, which that one actually was kind of an homage to Tom Sneeve, I believe, maybe 1977, 78, 79. And I'm going to be retiring that car for the rest of the season because I've ran 6 races. I've achieved 2 wins. I want to give Codec some love. I want to give Overtake. I want to run my Pink Panther during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I'm going to be running the Codec car, debuting it tomorrow. So excited to be bringing it out. Last but not least, I just wanted to thank all of you watching for, I know it's been a while. Thank you for your patience and all your support. I can't tell you what it means to me. And then NLR Sim Racing, Overtake Motorsports, Loud Pedal Motorsports. And then my sponsors, SimLab, Codec, Sam Maxwell Customs, Harpoon Design. Everything you guys have done since the beginning has been beyond what I could ever imagine. And for, like what Shaun did, what everyone's been doing at Lionheart has been beyond words. I actually want to say talk about Lionheart because a year ago when I joined, George and Zaldo helped me so much to get up to speed, and I met some amazing people there. And since then, it's been incredible how much everyone there has really welcomed me in with open arms. And Lionheart isn't just a racing league for me. It's a home which all these guys I mean, the camaraderie is unbelievable. The racing, if you saw not only how much people race each other with respect, but how much the administrators do behind the scenes. I mean, it's like a full-time job for them on top of a full-time job they're doing already. That's how devoted they are to this. It's beyond words. So, for anyone that's looking for basically the best of the best in IndyCar and a top-class league, I can't say enough. Well, that's going to do it for another episode. I'm so sorry tomorrow I won't be able to obviously, record the race as I would like to. But I just want to thank you all again for everything. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mark Cohn. You have been watching the DMLC Racing channel. Have a very good one now.